All right. So I made a video talking about how everything in the Bible should not be taken as it is. And this is like because while I was watching the video and I was listening to what I was saying, I had some idea that I felt like I should have included in that video. First of all, I want to say something about free will. Free will do exist. I believe it is. I believe there's like we have the choice to choose whatever path we want to take in life. That is free will, I believe. So since we have the choice to choose whatever path we want to take in life, and which is the free will, I do not think God giving us that free will is influencing it. I do not think God giving us that free will is influencing it in any way. Which now brings me back to this Bible, me talking about Bible being questioned. Now you see the story of um, Pharaoh. That was one of many stories like that. You see the story of people of Israelites in Egypt when God wanted to free them, when God sent Moses to go and free them. It was written in the Bible that in the ninth plague, or at the ninth plague, or plague, or whatever, Pharaoh had decided to let the Israelites go. But God had in this heart that he changed his mind and said, no, he's not letting them go again. Which now led to the 10th plague happening, whereby God killed every first son or every firstborn son of the Egyptians. For me, thinking about the personality of God, I do not think that is what happened. What I thought happened was Pharaoh said, come and take your people, we've suffered enough. Probably the night, maybe when talking to his wife or talking to anybody, he thought about it, or just on his own self, he thought about it. What is the worst this their God or Moses can do? I'm not letting these people go anywhere. So when Moses came back, he told Moses, no, they are not going anymore. He changed his mind. It is not necessarily God adding in his heart. And I can understand why somebody can conclude that it is God adding in the heart of Pharaoh, because it is so, like, it is mysterious to think that somebody has suffered, endured such suffering, and because of this suffering, he decided to do something, then later change his mind. Like, what kind of thing can be so good that will balance this suffering you are suffering, that you change your mind with the chances of you experiencing something worse, you still change your mind? Then considering the fact that after everything, because whatever written in the Bible was written after, it is not written in the moment. So after everything, after the death of the firstborn sons, Pharaoh finally let them go. Now, when you think about that, also you just have to conclude that it was God that did it so that he can do this, so that he can show his power more. That conclusion is kind of valid, but that does not mean it is the truth. That does not mean it is the truth. So, because if you say that is the truth, and if that is the truth, then free will truly do not exist. Because Pharaoh was actually influenced by God, who says every human being has free will, or who the Bible is letting us to understand that it gives every human being free will. So, since that is the case, I've made that clear. That is the reason why when things happen now, we cannot just say it is God. We cannot say we almost had accident, but God save us. Because there are people who also almost have accidents and God did not save them. So, what are you saying about those people? God